Hello everyone, welcome to Simple Spec Games. Today we are gonna see the top isometric game from an indie developer. Let's see what games are on the list this time. We start with Shadowrun Returns. Shadowrun Returns is a turn-based tactical RPG that's set in the cyberpunk meets fantasy world of Shadowrun. Players take on the role of a Shadowrunner, a mercenary navigating the dangerous streets of Seattle in the year 2054. The game combines elements of technology and magic, allowing players to use a variety of weapons, spells, and cyberware to complete missions. The gameplay involves strategic combat where each turn matters, requiring players to carefully choose their actions, such as moving to cover, engaging in melee combat, or casting powerful spells. The Almost Gone is a narrative puzzle game that revolves around exploring intricate dioramas that represent different aspects of the protagonist's life. Players rotate these dioramas to uncover hidden items and clues, which are essential for solving puzzles and progressing through the story. As players delve deeper into the game, they unravel the dark secrets of the protagonist's family, including themes of death, loss, and mental health. The puzzles often require players to piece together memories and objects, gradually revealing more about the protagonist's past and the events that led to their current situation. Timelie is a stealth puzzle game that revolves around the unique ability to control time. Players take on the role of a girl who can rewind and fast-forward time, working alongside a mysterious cat to navigate through a surreal world and escape from enemies. Each level presents new challenges that require strategic thinking and precise timing to progress. The core mechanics of Timelie are centered on time manipulation. Players can rewind time to correct mistakes, fast forward to bypass dangerous areas, and even pause time to plan their next moves. In SYNTHETIK Legion Rising, players take on the role of a resistance fighter battling against the Machine Legion in a world overrun by robots. The game features a variety of classes, each with unique abilities and playstyles, such as snipers, close-quarter combat specialists, and deployable turrets. Players must navigate through procedurally generated levels, facing waves of enemies and bosses while searching for teleporters to progress. The gameplay mechanics emphasize tactical gunfights and precision shooting. Players need to manage weapon jams, perform active reloads, and aim accurately to hit enemies' weak spots. Together. Midnight Fight Express is an intense beat-em-up game set in a chaotic urban environment. Players take on the role of Babyface, a former member of the criminal underworld who is lured back into the life by a mysterious AI drone. The mission is to fight through waves of enemies across the city before sunrise to prevent a citywide criminal takeover. The game features brutal hand-to-hand combat, high-octane chases, and cinematic action sequences. Players can perform combos, use the environment to their advantage, and engage in thrilling chase sequences.
Neither are you. Tonight, we wash this whole damn city down.
Garden Galaxy is a relaxing and creative sandbox game where players build and customize their own unique garden. The game features randomized item drops from a vast selection of plants, furniture, decorations, and more. Each garden created is one of a kind, and players can use coins to discover new items, fill their collections, and customize their garden with different lighting, effects, and backgrounds. Players can stack the odds in their favor with special items to increase the chances of getting desired items, or even stop unwanted items from appearing. Fae Tactics is a tactical adventure game that follows the journey of a young magic user named Peony as she navigates a vibrant world filled with mystery and danger. The game features unique menuless turn-based tactical gameplay, where players summon allies, cast spells, and befriend a colorful cast of characters. The story dives into the growing conflicts between humans and magical beings known as Fae, set in a world where the elemental gates separating magic from the natural world have been broken. Players can level up and customize their abilities, collect powerful spells, and explore various colorfully detailed environments. Jotunnslayer Hordes of Hel is an action-packed roguelike game set in the dark realms of Norse mythology. Players face endless waves of enemies as they strive to earn divine blessings from ancient Viking deities and ultimately defeat powerful bosses to become a godlike warrior. The game features 4 unique heroes, each with their own dark tale and abilities. The bloodthirsty berserker, the wolf spirit-possessed revenant, the mysterious flame sister, and the shadowy seeress. The gameplay revolves around fast-paced battles against hordes of enemies, with escalating difficulty as players progress through the game. Transistor is set in the futuristic city of Cloudbank and follows the story of Red, a famous singer who is attacked and loses her voice. She comes into possession of a mysterious weapon called the Transistor, which contains the consciousness of a man who guides her through the game. Players can map out a series of actions and execute them instantaneously, requiring strategic thinking and precise timing. The Transistor can absorb the essence of fallen enemies, granting Red new abilities called functions, which can be customized and combined in various ways. Minami Lane is a charming and relaxing management simulation game set on a Japanese-inspired street. Players are tasked with creating and managing their own street, ensuring the happiness of the villagers by building homes, shops, and attractions. The game features a variety of shops like ramen shops, boba cafes, and bookstores, each with unique inventories and effects. Players must manage their shops by adjusting inventory, recipes, and prices to attract customers and keep the neighborhood thriving. Completing missions unlocks new levels with more buildings and villager types, adding to the charm and challenge of the game. Atom RPG is a post-apocalyptic role-playing game inspired by classic CRPGs like Fallout and Wasteland. Set in an alternative world where both the Soviet Union and the Western Bloc were destroyed in mutual nuclear bombings in 1986, players take on the role of an agent of the secret society Atom, tasked with exploring the dangerous world, uncovering a shadowy conspiracy, and finding out what happened to a missing search party. The gameplay features turn-based combat, a powerful character creation tool, and a balanced role-playing system. Tunic is an action-adventure game set in a ruined fantasy world. Players control an anthropomorphic fox on a journey to free a fox spirit trapped in a crystal. The game features an isometric perspective, hiding numerous pathways and secrets throughout the world. Players explore the environment, fight off hostile creatures, and uncover the game's story by finding in-game pages of a manual that offer clues, drawings, and notes. The gameplay emphasizes exploration and discovery, with no explicit directions given to the player. The fox character can run, dodge roll, and use various items to navigate the world and combat enemies. Ravenswatch will let you take on the roles of heroes from various folk tales and legends, such as Little Red Riding Hood, Sun Wukong, and the Snow Queen, who must battle against the nightmare that is corrupting the world of reverie. The game can be played solo or in online co-op with up to 4 players. The gameplay focuses on intense real-time combat and deep strategy, with each hero having unique abilities and playstyles. Players explore randomly generated maps filled with activities and enemies, and must defeat powerful bosses to progress. Second game from Supergiant Games in this list, Bastion will take players control the kid as he navigates floating fractured environments following a catastrophic event known as the Calamity. The game is renowned for its narrative style, featuring a dynamic voiceover that reacts to the player's actions in real time, providing context, backstory, and commentary. The gameplay combines hack-and-slash combat with RPG elements, including weapon upgrades and skill customization. Players collect shards and materials to rebuild the Bastion, a safe haven, while battling enemies and uncovering the secrets of the Calamity.
Go so soon. and leave all of you behind.
Closer the Distance is a narrative-driven slice-of-life simulation game. Takes centers around themes of grief, empathy, and human connections. Players take on the role of Angela, a young girl who becomes an ethereal presence after a fatal car accident. Angela watches over her loved ones in the small town of Yesterby, using her ethereal abilities to influence their lives as they navigate the grieving process. The gameplay involves a point-and-click system, allowing players to interact with the town and its residents. As Angela, players can observe characters, guide their actions, and make decisions that affect the outcome of the story. Thronefall is a minimalist real-time strategy game developed by Grizzly Games. Players are tasked with building and defending their own little kingdom. The gameplay revolves around strategically placing defensive structures and managing resources to fend off waves of enemies. Players can adjust the difficulty levels and select different perks to enhance their gaming experience, adding replayability and depth to the game. The game emphasizes tactical decision-making and resource management, requiring players to think critically about their placement of defenses and upgrades. Death's Door will take players on the role of a crow reaper who works for the Reaping Commission, tasked with collecting souls. The game begins with a routine job, but things take a turn when a soul is stolen, leading the crow into a mysterious realm untouched by death. Here, the crow must track down the thief and uncover the secrets of this strange world. The gameplay focuses on exploration, combat, and puzzle solving. Players navigate through beautifully bleak environments, fighting a variety of beasts and demigods using melee weapons, arrows, and magic. Project Zomboid is a hardcore zombie survival game that's set in a post-apocalyptic world. Players start by creating a character with various traits and skills, then must navigate the dangers of a world overrun by zombies. Players must scavenge for food, water, and supplies, build shelters, and fend off zombies using a variety of weapons and tools. The gameplay revolves around survival mechanics, including managing hunger, thirst, fatigue, and health. Players can loot buildings for resources, craft items, and develop skills to improve their chances of survival. Tactical Breach Wizards is a unique blend of modern and fantasy-themed tactical turn-based strategy. In the game, you lead a team of renegade wizards equipped with Kevlar suits through turn-based battles to unravel a modern conspiracy plot. Each wizard has a distinct set of magical abilities, ranging from straightforward spells like lightning bolts to more whimsical ones like transforming into a rabid dog. The gameplay emphasizes creative spell combinations and strategic planning. Players can rewind time to experiment with different tactics, making it possible to try out every wild idea they can think of. Comes from the creators of Dead Cells, Windblown will let you control a leaper, an anthropomorphic creature who explores a world made up of floating islands. The goal is to navigate through the vortex, fighting off sentinel robots, finding survivors, and collecting materials and gear to bring back to your village, the Arkansas. You can use up to 2 weapons with various combination attacks and gain new gear and power-ups as you progress. If your leaper dies, you return to the Ark, losing your gear but keeping the materials, which you can use to unlock new items and abilities for future runs.
No!
It will be cheating if I add both games of Hades, so I choose the second game. In this game, you play as Milanoe, the immortal daughter of Hades and sister to Zagreus, the protagonist of the first game. Milanoe's quest is to defeat Kronos, the Titan of Time, who has returned to enact revenge on the gods and mortals who opposed him. The gameplay builds on the core mechanics of the original Hades, with fast-paced combat boons from the Olympian gods, and a dynamic story that unfolds with each playthrough. New features include the Magic Bar, a combat resource that recharges by attacking enemies, and 2 different paths through the underworld, from Erebus to Tartarus and from Ephra to Mount Olympus.
Be free.
So that is the video. Do you have the game on the list that catches your eye? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.